Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Vince taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Vince taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah. All right. Let's go ahead, clap it up. All right. Let's say Shalom, Israel. We're the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer Kasar Pakad, and this is the Thursday scripture breakdown for ISUPK, Arizona. All right, let's see. Let's get into it. Tonight, we're going to go into a topic. We're going to talk about what it means to be obedient to the Most High, what it means to be obedient to our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Christ, what it means to be obedient as a soldier in the Lord's army, and why it's important, why the Lord
demands obedience. First off, let's get the definition of obedience. Oscar Ward, shot.
Honorable Counselor, the definition for obedience out of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary: the act of obeying, willingness to obey,
Mm-hmm.
an act or instance of obeying.
You got that screenshot I sent you?
Counselor. Okay, right.
No sweat. Yeah.
This is out of the Google Dictionary. Obedience, compliance with an order.
Compliance with what?
With an order.
Okay, let's start right there. Obedience is compliance with an order. An order. The Most High gave the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians an order, a demand. You understand what I'm saying? When you look into situations like you'll learn about in society, you'll hear about females that aren't happy about their relationship. They'll go and complain and talk to their friends, and they'll tell their friends will tell them, you should go ahead and give that man an ultimatum. Whether he gets a job and stops playing video games all day, if he doesn't do that, then you're going to leave him. The definition of an ultimatum is a final demand, a statement of terms, the rejection of which will result in retaliation or breakdown of relations, not a choice. You don't have a choice when you have an ultimatum, and that's what the law, statutes, and commandments are. See, the Christian church and the entire world that's based on equality and love and forgiveness and all this nonsense that they teach in the Christian church will tell you that you have the free choice. You have the free choice. God gave you the freedom of choice. In reality, the Lord did not give you the freedom of choice. He told you to obey him. Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, or else this is going to happen. This is going to come up against you. All right. And so once again, let me read this again. It also, in the definition of ultimatum, is retaliate, make an attack or assault. You know, that's what an ultimatum is. It's saying that if you don't do this, then this is going to happen. All right, let's read the definition of obedience one more time.
The definition of obedience out of the Google Dictionary: obedience, compliance with an order, request, or law, or submission to another's authority.
Damn, it's all in there, man. You have to comply to the laws that the Lord has given you. When the police pull you over, they're giving you orders. They say, put your hands up. They say, step out of the car. They say, lay on the ground. These are orders and commands that are given to you by the police, and you're supposed to obey them because they are a representation of the law. And that's what the Most High is giving us. He's given us laws, statutes, and commandments, and we don't have an option to obey them. When we don't obey them, then we have to face the repercussions of our actions. No different than the police is going to tell you, okay, you don't want to get out of the car, then I'm going to tase you. Okay, you're going to resist the tasing, then I'm going to get the billy club. Okay, you're fighting the billy club, then I might have to pull out my gun and use it on you. Now, we know that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, so he doesn't come with justice when it comes to the Lord's chosen people. But if this was a righteous kingdom and the police were righteous, and they would be doing the same thing that the Lord is doing. They would be bringing justice. They're giving you lawful orders. They're telling you that you can't sleep with another man's wife, that you can't be a homosexual, that you can't steal, that you can't rob from your neighbor, all these things. And if you disobey them, then there's consequences and repercussions. Right. All right, let me get 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, Baba Kashab. We can have the trooper read. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
Right. Does the Lord have a great delight in sacrifices and burnt offerings? Is the Lord pleased with these things? Does this make the Most High happy to get you to go kill a dove or a pigeon or a lamb without blemish? Is that what pleases the Lord? Keep going.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
Right. To obey is what?
Better than sacrifice.
To obey is better than sacrifice. To follow the laws of God are better than to sacrifice for breaking the laws of God. See how clear and concise the Most High is? He's telling you that it's going to make your life better. It would behoove you to obey the Most High God. It's not going to benefit you to go against the Lord. But also, our people began to fall in this scenario. Like, why was sacrificing? Let me see. I'm gonna ask the trooper. Trooper,
Yes, sir.
what was the purpose of the sacrifice?
Salaki, sir. To atone for sin, sir.
Right. Okay. But I'm gonna give you one more shot. Was sacrificing a good thing?
Sacrifice. Sacrifice, more or less, if I could.
To atone for sins, I'm asking too. Sacrificing to atone for sins, was it a good thing? Or was it supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing?
It's supposed to be a bad thing.
Why is that?
Because we were not made to sin.
Okay.
The whole duty of man is to keep the commandments.
That's
serve
right.
The Lord. So we the Most High wanting his children with him, he requires blood. Somebody has to pay. Something has to die. And because he loves us, he decided, well, if you sin, you're going to have to see something die. That's what I require. And of course, the ultimate sacrifice being a shot.
Okay, I'll get a brother hand on that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it a little bit deeper. This is the ISUPK, which means we're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. The Bible is full of practical knowledge. All right. When you run a red light and you get pulled over by the police and they give you a ticket, or you're driving over the speed limit on the highway and they give you a ticket, what is the purpose of them giving you this ticket? Go ahead.
Sir, is to get you to not run the red light.
Damn right, man. Get the brother in here. Now, that's what the sacrifices was about. We were agricultural. We were, we were shepherds.
Right.
When you're giving up your prized lamb, your prized sheep, your bullock, when you're cutting and killing this animal, this was no more than a fine to you. This is how you made money. That ticket that officer gives you when he pulls you over for $400, $300, $200, it hits your pockets and it says, well, God damn, maybe I should slow down. You know what I mean? Right. Maybe I shouldn't do these things. The fine is an incentive for you to not break the law anymore. Right. That's what these sacrifices were for. Now, if we lived in a righteous kingdom, we would know that these fines were really for that. That these police officers really cared about your life. Imagine if we were in a righteous kingdom, the child has to be inside of a baby seat or whatever, a car seat, right?
Right.
If it wasn't for the law, a lot of people don't give a damn about their children. They would have them back there and let them flying through the damn windshield. You see what I'm saying? But these laws were set in place because they're supposed to make you a better person and do things that are right. So that's what the Most High God set these laws in place for. So read that verse again, 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22.
Come on, sir. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Right. So listen is better than the fat of rams. You can give $1,000 in a fine. You know, there was a story in the news not too long ago about some devil that won the lottery or had a lot of money. I think he was working in the tech industry, and he was getting pulled over by the police riding his Tesla in the passenger seat. You know, Tesla can go on autopilot.
Right.
So he's in the passenger seat drunk as a skunk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Police pull the car over and they tow the car, take the car away. You know what I mean? And a week later, he got money, so he buys another Tesla. You see what I'm saying? He's like, he going back on YouTube or Instagram. I don't care about that. I got money. They can take that Tesla. I'll get another one. They can. I think he did it twice. They took another Tesla from him. He went and got another one. Like, he had the money to pay for his crime, so it didn't matter about the crime. And that's how the children of Israel started to take the sacrifices. If we have a couple of doves, you've been doing good in business, you got a couple of lambs, all right, man, I'll pay those things, but you know, I'm still gonna steal from my neighbor. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna commit adultery with another man's wife. I'm still gonna do it. I'm just gonna pay my little fine and keep it pushing. The Lord said it's better to hearken than the fat of the lambs, like or the fat of rams, like the best that you got. I don't want that. I want you to be an honorable and righteous nation of people.
Right.
All right. Now let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 23. Baba Kashat. This is what we're trying to teach here in the ISUPK, man. It's a skill, it's an art to learn how to be obedient, because your whole entire culture here in America is teaching you to rebel against the Most High God. And the oppressor is so much of a devil, he will have you thinking you're being free, but you become a slave to him. And they'll have you thinking that if you follow the laws of God, that you're a slave to the Most High, but really you'll become free from your oppressor. You see how that works? America tells you you can do whatever you want in this place. You can get high, you can have an abortion, you can sleep with whoever you want to. But then what do you become a slave to? You become a slave to drugs. You become a slave to money. You become a slave to the Christian church, to sex, to all manners of demons. You become slaves to these things, and you're really not free. You live in day to day, spending every dollar you can to get high. You're living day to day to go to the clubs, meet strange women, women meet strange men. You are a slave to Louis Vuitton, Gucci. You're a slave to Nike, but you think you're free. But when we tell you you can't eat pork, you can't eat shrimp, you can't eat crab, you can't celebrate Christmas, Halloween, 4th of July, oh, it sounds like you're a slave. But in reality, you become more free and more free and more free from being under your oppressor. Go ahead, Og. You have something to say? Go ahead, please.
If I could, sir, our people just don't understand, because we're so hard-headed and stiff-necked that there's no race of people on planet Earth that become more culturally enriched by taking on the culture of another race of people. We're the only ones that are talking like, wait a minute, I can't eat pork?
Right.
That would be culturally enriching for an Israelite.
Right.
We can't celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's culturally enriching to not celebrate the massacre of your people. But our people are just so stiff-necked that they can't understand outside the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You are culturally destroyed. We're culturally enriched because you took on every other culture. So
Right.
you have nothing. Salakia.
Damn right, man. Get that brother in again. You know what I'm saying? My brother's bringing out something heavy. Like Commander General Hunter always says that we want to serve these other nations. We want to follow their ways, and we end up becoming their slaves. You try to go after and be like these other nations, and you end up following these nations right into goddamn chains. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Al.
If I could, sir. Like you can also think about it as an individual. Like when they say, if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything.
That's
I
right.
believe, right?
Right.
So like us as a nation, we're really like one body.
Mm-hmm.
So because we don't stand for nothing, because we don't stand for something,
Right.
we don't have like that a culture, a structure.
Mm-hmm.
We just fall for anything. Like we don't have any value.
That's right.
And that's like you can compare it to that. Like when you somebody who just pleases everybody, is want to be a part of everything. Like you don't really have a personality.
Right.
And that's how it is with us. Like we just people who want to just be like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So by doing we can't be ourselves. Like we don't
Right.
have an identity. Just
Right.
slaves. These some niggas, Christians, these some
Right.
some immigrants.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we're not. That's the issue.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happens. Like if you're part of everything, you really have nothing. That's why the Lord said Israel should be what? A separate nation, a holy nation, a people that are set apart from all these other nations. The Lord said he severed Israel from the other nations. Why? Because how can you be of value if you like everything else?
Right.
Everybody else don't want to be you. They may copy your ways and listen to your music and try to bite your swag. But they don't want to be a nigga. They don't want to be a Hispanic or savage. No, they don't want to go through that because they want to live in their mansion. They want to go home to their nice house, their 401k, their retirement plan, all of that. They want to live the life that they benefit off of you being a slave, off of you trying to be like them. Like someone told me before, when it comes to rap music, see, we take this thing a little bit too far. We take pride in being entertainers, basketball players, football players, a little bit too far. Like it's a great thing that we're athletic. We can do sports. Most High in Christ. It's great that we can, you know what I'm saying, sing and dance a song very well. We have this pride about rap music that we say, okay, these oppressors, they listen to our music, they want to be like us, want to dance like us, etc. Someone told me that when you looking at rap music, your oppressor's children will watch it through a keyhole. They'll peep into the keyhole. Look, oh, it's the ghetto. Okay, there's people that are making money off of selling drugs. Okay, there's people that are making money off of pimping and hoeing. All right, they close the keyhole and go back to living their life in the suburbs. We looking through this keyhole of rap and we try to climb through the keyhole. We think that I'm going to be the next Young Jeezy, or I'm going to be the next Jay-Z and become a multi-millionaire, billionaire drug dealer that changed and converted to legal money. No, nigga, you're going to prison for the next 10 to 15 years. Right. You're going to die during a drug deal that's gone bad. You're going to get shot. You're going to lose your children. All these things are going to happen to you because you cannot follow this life and think you're going to benefit. But Salaki, let's go to 1 Samuel where we at? 2 Corinthians 11:23. Let's get there.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 23. Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more in labors, more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths oft.
Right. So this is this is Paul, right? Paul is speaking, and he's talking about people that profess to follow the Lord, but they haven't gone through the things that he has gone through. And so you can brag and you can be, boastful about yourself. Well, Paul is going to boast about himself, but he's not going to do it in a way that your Christian pastor is going to do it. How does your Christian pastor boast about his faith in following the Most High or God or Jesus, as they'll say. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, Christian pastors are notorious just talking about how much material they have, whether it be money, cars, houses, property, businesses, you know, and just how many people they got in the pews.
Right.
You know, that's a lot.
Right. No, that's the right answer. Let's keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one.
Right. This is saying that he didn't got beat by the leadership that are supposed to be the followers of the Most High. He's gotten stripes on his back 40 times, 40 lashes, 5 different times. Right.
Right.
I don't even know what's that number. 5 times 4 is what, 20? It's 200 lashes.
Yeah.
This brother, like, you know, that's the famous. They made that movie, the Emancipation movie, with Will Smith, about that brother that had those scars on his back. That slave. Y'all remember that picture? You know what I'm saying? Now imagine what Paul's back looked like. And this is not by the oppressor. This is by his brothers. Imagine what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went through so much to teach the truth of God, right? And that's obedience. That's obeying the Most High God, doing the things that you don't want to do because your love of the Lord. If you did everything that you wanted to do, how are you going to show the Most High God that you have love for him? It's the sacrifice, it's the obedience that you have to give, not just showing I can give some money away to the church like a Christian, and they think that they're good with the Lord, but they disobey him and everything else. They only keep the law of tithes, but they do everything else that the Lord hates, all the abominations that the Lord hates. All right, let's read verse 25.
Verse 25. Thrice was I beaten with rods.
Mm-hmm.
Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep.
Good night. Hold right there, man. Thrice I was beaten with rods. So the first he was getting stripes, the lashes. Now they didn't hit him with sticks. You know what I mean? They trying to murder Paul. Once I was stoned. How is he still talking? How is he still writing this? They didn't throw rocks at him. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the things that he was teaching. And this is what we go through in the truth. We go out to camp. We try to teach our people how to save themselves from the destruction that they're in. Every 6 months, some nigga is going to die. I think something must have happened recently. I didn't really get too clear on the news, but they were saying there were 5 officers, they're black officers that got arrested in one of these states for killing a brother. Does anybody know about it, Doc?
Yeah, I heard about it.
From what you know?
I didn't read the article, but I saw the post.
Right.
I could grab it if you want to.
Yeah, get it, Baba Shah.
Okay.
Every 6 months, there's going to be an incident where we face oppression from the police. We face oppression from the jobs that we're working. We face oppression from a institution, a school, different forms of the government. And we go and protest and riot and we ask for things to change. We tell the laws to change, all of these things, but we don't find any solutions to these problems. We're on a revolving door, an endless cycle of getting oppressed, asking for change, and going back to the same thing. We go out and offer our people a solution, and what do, man? They throw rocks at us. The Kentucky 8, they try to throw you know what I mean, water on you. They try to tear you down your camp signs, pull out blades and machetes, punch you in the face. All these things have happened to priests and prophets of the Lord and the truth for trying to help Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. Let's go ahead and read real quick. Okay, sure.
God, sir, I got it right here. And if I may, sir, real quick, make a statement.
Go ahead.
I was reading an article today about 2 teenage girls who were in a like in a home where they keep you when you don't got parents,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's like an hour from here. They were missing, and then they were found dead, like in the lake, like 58 minutes from here.
Right.
Happened yesterday.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So Like you saying, like we just suffer.
Right.
But I'll go ahead and read the article, sir. This is Tyree Nichols.
Mm.
This is BBC News,
Mm.
Washington. Updated 3 hours ago. 5 Memphis police officers charged over death.
Right.
From left is so the officers' names are Demetrius Haley,
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Mills Jr., Emmett Martin III, Justin Smith, and Tadarius Bean.
Yeah, from the picture I saw, they was all brothers. They were all Israelites that killed another Israelite. This is horrible. No different than Paul getting stripes by the Jews. Who do you think was throwing them stones and rocks at him?
Right.
It was his brothers. Who do you think was fighting us at the Kentucky 8? It was Black Lives Matter. It was a bunch of brothers out there trying to kill us because we say the Lord loves Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Keep going. What happened exactly?
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
5 ex-police officers have been charged with a second-degree murder after a man died following a traffic stop in Memphis, Tennessee. Tyree Nichols, 29, who was Black, died 3 days after his arrest on the 7th January for alleged reckless driving. The officers, who are all Black, also face charges of aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression.
Damn.
The family of Mr. Nichols say an autopsy indicates he was severely beaten.
Good night.
U.S. President Joe Biden called for peaceful protest as authorities prepare to release the footage on Friday evening local time.
Okay, we'll stop it right there. So basically, this is just something that just happened not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, January 7th. We're in 2023, and the police have killed another brother. And now we can't just say it's racism because they are our brothers, right? But in reality, it is racism. Why am I saying that? Because these brothers have grown up in a racist society that teaches you to hate Black people. It teaches you to hate Latino people. It teaches you to hate Native Americans, right? And so they have been brainwashed and have the mindset of their oppressor. It says that they were doing oppression against him. Why? Because they're working for law enforcement. They're enforcing what your oppressor has set in place. So these brothers are no different than the oppressor, man. That's why brothers and sisters are mad, man, because these people are out here. They're supposed to be working for justice, and they're treating their own family member, man. That's what's important about being an Israelite that we don't understand. We grew up as kids and we called our friends our cousins, but knowing that you're an Israelite, you know that us in this room, we are all cousins for real.
Damn right.
It's not something that we're just saying.
Right.
We are one family, man.
Right.
How does that feel to sit there and beat your cousin to death, man? That's different. You can kill another nigga. You can kill a crab or a slob, or I don't know what the GDs call their enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can kill somebody that you put the ops.
Yeah.
It's easy to go kill the ops. Let's say I'm about to go murder my cousin, my brother. That's why they said they changed that slang. And in the 70s, we were calling each other brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's up, my sister? What's up, my brother?
Right.
Like you don't want to go and shoot your brother. It just doesn't sound right. That's why they come up with these words. Even in the military, they always give them a word that dehumanizes the enemy. Like, yeah, I'm not going to say too many of those words, but, you know, when they call the Asians the G word, I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. Yeah, in the military, they have this word for them. We're about to go shoot them G's or get at Charlie in the tree or whatever. Like, you're saying these words because it's easy to just kill a word, you know what I mean, that's not human. Right. But when you put human face on it, it's a little bit different. But Salaki. So let's keep going through what Paul is talking about, the things that he went through and how much suffering he had to go through to follow the Most High.
Verse 26. In journeyings often, in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils of mine own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness,
right?
In perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren.
Like, hold on. So he's gone through perils. He's gone through troubles and everything on the water, on land, from robbers, from his own countrymen, from the heathens, from the city to the country. Everywhere he's gone through these struggles. He's gone through struggles amongst false brethren, brothers that claim to be in the truth and then do something evil against him. Keep going.
In weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness, beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches, who is weak, and I am not weak.
Hold on, let's go back to verse 28.
Verse 28. Beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches.
Right. That's the word. Break that down. Let's see if you break that down.
God says, besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches.
Right.
Meaning he has the burden of watching over all the schools. Like, even though he's going through all these things,
Yeah, right.
which are upon like, besides these things,
Right.
I also have to deal with all the issues within the schools.
Right.
I think that's what he's saying.
Right. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of all those things, you got to think about what brothers, like I said, I'm not comparing, you know what I'm saying, what I do to the Apostle Paul, but you know what I mean? It's like all the things that brothers have gone through in the truth. Some brothers have lost their jobs. Some brothers have lost their families, their children, their wives, cars, houses. You understand what I'm saying? There was a brother that came into the school. I believe they said he had another month and a half. He had served in the military. If he would have stayed in the military a little bit longer, he would have been set for the rest of his life. But he's told, the men above him, he couldn't stay in Esau's military one more day. So he left all of that on the table. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the things that brothers have given up. Now, all of those things that you've gone through, you still have to get up and worry about, okay, we got to get this food program so we can get out and feed these people on the street. Okay, let's get this clothing program operated. Let's see what we need to do to get to camp, and we need to do this and we need to do that to help teach our people. Like, that's what a man of the Lord is going to do. Sisters in the world that want to go find some brother that's in the world that may have things that look nice, they worried about getting the next box. They worried about doing this and doing that. And they not really, their life is not of substance. After all these things that Paul is suffering, he still has to care about what's going on with the brothers in the school. Let's keep going.
Verse 29. Who is weak?
Who is what?
Who is weak?
Which one of y'all is weak? Keep reading.
And I am not weak.
Right. How are you going to be weak when you worrying about your rent? Paul is getting chased out of cities and towns, getting sent to prison, people stoning him, and your reason for not going to camp is because it's a 30-minute drive. Your reason is because you don't have gas money, when you know if you call a brother and ask for it, the brother's going to make it happen, man. We're the ISUPK. We're a school of no cowards and no excuses, man. We can't have excuses here. We got to do what we need to do to continue this work, just like the men before us that came and did these things. So Paul is coming. He's saying, who was weak? I am not weak. Keep going.
Who is offended and I burn not?
Like, what have you gone through to be offended and I'm not offended after all these things?
Right.
My people done tried to murder me and I still love them. Because he understands the sacrifice that Christ gave and the obedience that our King had for the Most High, right? Let's keep going.
If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmities.
Right. Can somebody look up infirmities? Baba Kasha.
Okay.
What are infirmities? Read it again.
Definition for
Read it again too. So I can
Yes,
then
sir.
when we get to it.
If I must needs glory,
Right.
I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmities.
Right. Go ahead, Ashkur.
The definition for infirmity out of the Merriam-Webster's dictionary: the condition of being weak or frail, as from age or illness, the quality or state of being infirm, the condition of being feeble, a person failing. Synonyms are lowness, weakness,
lowness,
faintness.
Okay.
Let me see some examples.
Let's see. Yeah.
The condition of being feeble, frailty. I
Right.
if that word you want to.
Oh, so we can just say like that the Paul is saying, he is saying that if I needs glory, I will glory in the things which concern my infirmities, like the things that have at my weakest points, the things that I'm not, you know what I mean, about to sit out here and beat everybody up out here. Paul is not about to go out here and fight 50 men. He is he getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He getting stoned, he getting hit with the lashes. You know what I mean? He's going through all these different things, but he's gonna glory in that. Like your friends are gonna come and glory and talk about the time they did knocked everybody out on the block. I beat this cat up, I did that, or I got this money, or I got this girl, you know what I mean, to do this, to do that. Like art, like rap music, hip hop music is a perfect example. They don't glory in the things that they have lost. They glory in the things that they have, their cars, their houses, the jewelry, all of those things. It's a very braggadocious culture. But Paul is saying, when you're a man of the Lord, the things that we brag about is our obedience and the sacrifices that we've given to the Lord. That's something to be proud of. That's something honorable. Brothers coming and driving hours to get to camp. Brothers giving up their money to help the poor. You understand what I'm saying? Just having general brotherhood with each other. All right. And so that's what Paul was talking about. Let's drop that. Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. Time we got 8 o'clock. All right. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 5.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 5.
Let's start at verse 4. Let's start at verse 4.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 4. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself.
Right. Perverse disputings of men, corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. I sent you another definition. Give me the definition of prosperity gospel.
Carnival Khan. This is the definition of prosperity gospel from the Wikipedia. Prosperity theology, sometimes referred to as the prosperity gospel, the health and wealth gospel, the gospel of success, or seed faith, is a religious belief among some Protestant Christians that financial blessing and physical well-being are always the will of God for them.
Right. They believe, and they teach in the Christian church, that financial well-being is always the will of God. If you are broke, then what does that mean? If you're broke, then what does that mean?
It means that God is not with you.
Damn.
Good night.
So who are the majority people on earth that are broke?
Black and Hispanics.
Black and Hispanics.
Americans.
So if the majority of people on earth are broke, I'm gonna ask the sister, who are the majority of people that are rich on earth? Caucasians. So who does the Lord love according to prosperity gospel?
You mean according to what they say?
Yeah, if they're saying that if God wants you to be rich, and all the people on earth that are rich are Caucasian, then what is that saying?
God only loves Caucasians.
Exactly. Give the sister a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're teaching. That's why our oppressor is such a devil. But you have something to say?
I just want to I just thinking about this a few days ago. When I was in the 4th grade, I grew up on the Navajo reservation because that's my mother's people.
Right.
And then the part of the curriculum is something called Navajo class, where you have to learn about the Navajo culture, and which includes learning about genocide.
Right.
So during that time, my mother's whole family is Christian, and they own a church.
Right.
And they have white Jesus painted in the school, in the classroom.
Right.
So at a very young age, me learning about genocide of Native Americans, I had this thought in my head that Jesus was white, God was white, and that he only loved white people.
Damn.
And so that's why it was so easy for me to get away from the Christian church.
Damn right, man. Like, it's so sad that our people have learned and been broken into loving the people. One hand, you're going to a class that's talking about what? Genocide. And you know the people that committed genocide against your people were the oppressors. But on the other hand, you leave from learning about how they destroyed your people to go to somewhere else that tells you to love these people. That's a sick and abusive relationship. And when you have your eyes open to see and hear this truth, you start to realize that they really did a number on our people. And so this idea of prosperity gospel is to further your mentality of loving them. Because if you think that God only loves the people that have money, or if you don't have money, then God hates you, then you need to be like the people that have all of the money. You need to follow in their footsteps. That has to be the way, because Joel Osteen has $24 million a year that he gets. $40 million, $150 million book deal, et cetera, et cetera. He has all this money, private jets, and all of that. So the Lord has to be with him. And who is this broke brother in the ghetto? Who is this broke brother in the barrio or on the reservation, man? The Lord cannot be with him, man. But in reality, man, that's not what following the Lord is about. So let's read that again. Let's read 1 Timothy 6:5 again.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself.
Right, like we're supposed to get away from people that teach this, that teach that if you're gaining something, then you're being closer to God. When in reality, if you're losing something, then that means you're being closer to God. Like if you're willing to lose something, sacrifice, give up something, then that means you are willing to obey the Lord. Let's keep going.
Verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry
No,
nothing.
go to you. I think you skipped over verse 6.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Right, like there's nothing wrong with getting money. No, we're not gonna say that. The love of money is the root of all evil, but having money is not evil. It's when you start to worship the money and you start to compromise your morals and standards to gain money. That's when something is wrong. But when you are following the Lord and content with whatever you have, whether it's a great thing or a lesser thing, you're still content with what you have. What does the Bible say? That the birds have nests and the foxes have holes, but the Son of Man doesn't have
No
a
place to
place to lay his head. Paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the king that we serve.
That's right.
A brother that was humble. Like every military, who was the leader of the military in the United States?
Slovakia.
Mhm.
That white guy, Mike.
the president of the United States. What's
Yes,
his
sir.
title though when it comes to the military?
President of the United States.
But it's also another title. He's
Commander in Chief.
exactly. He's the commander in chief, and so he's the leader of the military, right? Will you ever see Joe Biden on the front lines in Afghanistan?
Not a chance, sir.
Will you ever see Joe Biden on the front lines in Vietnam
Not a
or
chance.
wherever, or Ukraine or Russia? None of that. Where is he gonna go when war happens? Go ahead.
It's like, sir, he's going to his goddamn his bunker, in
Right.
the damn White House,
Why is that?
because he is not like our king.
Right, but why is he in the bunker though?
Because he's a coward.
Okay, but why do they want him to be in the bunker? Like, if there was a big war, I'm gonna ask somebody else.
Okay.
There was a big war and there was an attack on America. The president is in a bunker that you don't have, that your neighbor doesn't have, that the brother in the projects does not have a bunker to go to, does not have Secret Service, does not have guns, guards, bulletproof this, bulletproof that. Why is the president in this bunker? Oscar, you take a shot at it.
Because God is with him.
Because what?
God is with him.
No.
Well,
I don't know how.
let's
Let's
put what you were saying.
okay.
earlier.
Oh, from their perspective. Okay. But he is
I wasn't really paying attention.
the front line. You got the front lines in a war
Mm-hmm.
is 9 times out of 10 going to be a black, Hispanic, or Native American in the American Army.
Right.
So who's at the end of the military line? Go ahead.
It's like the oppressor.
But which oppressor? A
So-
military structure. We just said, who's the leader? Who is in the front line? We're in the front lines, and the president is in a bunker
Right.
because he's supposed to be the last person killed. You have to get through the front, the Marines, the Army, the Air
it's like
Force.
chess. The king is in the back.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
You got to get through the Pentagon. You got to get through airstrikes. You got to get through drones, through tanks, through barricades, through bunkers, Secret Service, all of that to get to the commander in chief because he's supposed to be the last person that gets killed. So who is the king that we serve? He's the one that's the first person that got killed.
Right. Put his life down.
You see what I'm saying? Like we're serving a different power, man, and that's supposed to inspire the men. Like you're riding with a general, you riding with a leader that put me on the front lines. I'm gonna go first. You're the lowest man in the military, but I care about you so much. You're important to me. And I'm gonna go first. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a different and crazy military to join. Hold your peace. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that doesn't make sense to people that are carnal.
Right.
But our leader was spiritual and has this understanding that we would have never changed living like that. Like living the way of the heathen, because that's all we can see. The Egyptians were the same way. The Babylonians were the same way. Every military, the leader is in the back giving out orders, and the people are in the front dying. But we are going to lead from the front and put our people behind us and protect them. You know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead.
It's a lot here. Not to continue, but that's a family man right there. That king right there, like that's a king that actually cares about his nation. Every one of his kinsmen. That the so-called the president of the United States, he only cares about himself and maybe his wife a little and maybe his offspring a little. But we are nothing like the other nations. That's set in stone. Sloppy.
Oh, damn right. Damn right. With that, let's go to Romans chapter 5, verse 3. Romans chapter 5, verse 3. Let's read it when you got it.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Good night. Like, you going through the things that you're going through, but still being able to be a stand-up person, it builds patience. General Muhammad said, love is a hard thing to give. It's painful to give, but it's a beautiful thing to receive. Like, if it's easy to just break up, leave your wife, leave your children and kids. It's hard to stay and deal with the tough times. It's hard to get up in the middle of the night dealing with a crying child, to worry about feeding them and doing this and doing that. But through all of that, you're gonna gain patience. You're gonna gain a different understanding of life. Even your oppressor is starting to admit this. I've heard oppressors say that having children teaches you something that you can't learn anywhere else. You know what I mean? That's not the end all be all of life, is to just have children. It's a beautiful thing to do that. Some people have children, some people don't. But the concept that they're trying to teach and what they're learning, that the Bible has always taught about us being fruitful, is that if sex was just sex and all it was great pleasure, you would be living like homosexuals. That's why being a homosexual is so evil and an abomination. Like, it's not about anything but yourself,
Right.
pleasing yourself, self gratification. We know when you have a man and a woman, you can have a good night, but 9 months later, you're dealing with somebody for the next goddamn 18, 20 years, really for the rest of their lives or your life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about pleasure. You can have consequences of your actions that are going to cause a lot of sacrifice and pain that you're going to have to give up. You see what I'm saying? It's not just about you. And so that is something, you know what I mean, that we can learn. So once again, when it says it teaches patience, keep going. Matter of fact, let's drop that one. For time's sake, let's go to First Peter's chapter 4 and verse 13. First Peter, Salaki, chapter 4 and verse 13. Sorry, the 808. Oh, we got some time.
Right. The book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 13. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right. So once again, this is something that brothers can really find something to be proud of. Like, you look at the things that people in the world are proud of, and it's almost like watching children. And it's great to see a child that learns their ABCs, and it's like, okay, I know all my ABCs, but you know what I mean? Good job. You know what I mean? You just learned your ABCs. Like, are you able to do a half a cartwheel? Like, you give the child a lot of credit for doing these things, even though you know it's not the greatest thing to ever be done. But doing the work of the Lord, man, is something that's amazing, and something that can be something that we can really glorify in. And that's what getting the kingdom is about. Like, read it again, up.
Sounds like it. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings.
Like it's one thing to read about Christ, like the Christians, They want to brag about being followers of Christ, but at the same time, they don't do anything that he has done. All they do is do everything that he hated. They become more of a drug addict. They become more of a homosexual. They become more of adulterers. Like, you don't want to give up anything for Christ. Even our enemies, the so-called Muslims, they will give up their life for their God. They'll blow up the whole damn Twin Towers for their God, which is not a real God. But we serve a real God, and you can't even give up bacon. We serve a real power, the Most High God, that has authored this book. This book was written by the inspiration of the Most High God. There's been no other book written like the Bible, man. Nothing has sold like the Bible. I don't give a damn about Michael Jackson, how many albums he sold, how many records Jay-Z or any other your famous rappers or musicians have sold. The Bible has gone like a million times platinum, a million times diamond, whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like, this book, these other nations have taken this book and used it for their gain and used it to gain power because it's so unique. What did Jay-Z say in his song? He said, they saying they made Hove. Okay, you said you made Hove, then make another one. Like, I guess he was beefing with Damon Dash, and Damon Dash is saying, you know, I made that brother. He wouldn't be who he is if it wasn't for me. I gave him the ideas and put him in position to be who he is. Well, it's like, well, my nigga, if you that good at doing that, then you should be able to go find another nigga and make him like me. He's being confident in who he is as a person and saying, nah, there is no other me. If your talents didn't make me who I am, it's me that made me who I am. Well, if the Bible is a fake book, Egyptologists, if the Bible is a mythological book that doesn't have any power, Islam or whoever the hell else, Buddha or what, then make another Bible, man. Stephen King, go write another Bible. Whoever authors, write another Bible. They can't do it. It's that unique and it's that powerful, and we need to learn how to harness its power, man. The only way we can do that is following the Lord. And so, once again, this brother right here, we were talking about this last night. Read that one more time.
But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right. So we got one part of the story. We are going to have to give up things right now. We are going to have to sacrifice. But we're not just doing this for nothing as well. We do want to gain power in the kingdom. And the kingdom is going to be something that's so glorious. It's like you would feel dumb to give up that for the petty things that we gain in this world. Like, you're giving up rulership over the entire world to be a slave with some pork chops and ribs. Like, ribs are that good. I'm give me some finger licking ribs. But barbecue, you talk like Pops and Friday. But barbecue, you're gonna give up the kingdom of heaven for some barbecue ribs. You sound like a goddamn slave, man. Like, this is a very real and important thing that our people we want to have nice things, but we don't want everyone to have nice things, because that's how your oppressor is. He doesn't want everybody to be living good because it'll make him feel bad. America is the richest nation on earth. They could have it to where everyone had a nice 4-bedroom house. You could afford to have a nice car. Has anybody ever driven past a goddamn car lot? Like, you know, them real car lots, not like just little small car lot where they sell cars as a local. I'm talking about them Ford car lots, them Toyota car lots. It's like 600-700 cars just lined up. Nobody's driving them. Like, there's enough cars produced for everybody to have a brand new car every year if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? There's enough land out here for them to go and build houses. Now they're saying they're able to build homes with robots. Like, there shouldn't be anybody out here in poverty. But if you're living nice, how am I living nice? Like, that's how your oppressor thinks. He's like, if I got a nice house and then I gotta walk outside and there's a nigga next to me, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel better about myself knowing that you're poor. Our spirit doesn't even work like that. Like, even in our carnality and our you know, wickedness, 9 times out of 10, we rather see everybody doing good. Like, we want to see all of our people doing well. But the oppressor never wants to see that, man. But that's what's going to happen in the kingdom. Let's drop that. Let's go back to 1 Timothy chapter 6. Did we get to verse 10? Let's see if we got to verse 10. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's read that one.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
It's what?
The root of all
We
evil.
were just talking about that. For the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what you get taught in the Christian church. You get taught to love money. You're going to a place that is not teaching you how to serve the Lord, how to sacrifice, how to give up anything. It's teaching you that it's really like the casino. That's what the Christian church is. It's like a big casino. You go in, you put your money down, and you hope that it is going to get you rich. It's like the lotto as well. Like, how many people pay to buy lotto tickets and never win? The majority of people that pay, they give all their money. That's how someone else is able to win $300 million. Where do you think that $300 million came from? Can you explain that to me? What one person wins $300 million and they get on the news. Who gave them $300 million?
It's like, is there all the losers?
Exactly. And they're still making money. Like, that's crazy. Like, it'd be one thing if people lost $300 million and it all went to you. Like, we had a common bet or something like that. We're going to put all our money in the pot, and then whoever wins it gets all the money. All right, boom. Goodbye. You won all the money. You won $300. Everybody put in their money. Now you got $300. But they're giving you $300 million and pocketing another $2 billion. Because that's how much people have given to them. That's the Christian church. That's Christianity. You going in there, you giving them all your dollars, all your money that you work for, and hoping that hopefully you will make it rich. The love of money is the root of all evil, and that's what they're showing you. That's why their churches are so big and great and glorious. It's because in your mind you're supposed to think, well, goddamn, this building, like, if you looked at it like a house, the average church, those are like mansions. Like, you go to some of these older cities and you see a big Catholic church, that property is worth $50 million to this day. That's a $50 million home. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Like, imagine looking at a $50 million home sitting in the middle of a city. Nobody even lives there, really. It's to make you think, okay, God must be here because this is so great. This building is so great and magnificent that God has to be with these people. When in reality, it's like the lotto. that it's not something great. It's something to get suckers, man. And every now and then somebody wins $300 million, so it gives you hope. And that's Creflo Dollar. He's the one that won the lotto. He's the one that gets to ride. Yeah, God does love you if you do what He wants. Just look at me. I got a Learjet. I got a Lamborghini. So yeah, you keep doing what I say, and you can get one too. You keep playing the lotto, you can win just like this person won. Let's keep going.
God. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
So that's another thing. Like that's even worse. Some people have come into the truth and have left the truth over money. That's a sad situation to be in. You get so close to doing what's right and leave over money. I don't even know how to. It is hard to even imagine that. Being a priest and prophet in the school, but it's happened. People have chosen their job over the work of the Lord. Not saying, okay, I need to make this money right now so I can do this and do that. They just give up. They like, yeah, I can't do that. I got to go do this. I got to go sell dope. I got to go do this, that, and the third, man, to make money, man. Keep going.
Verse 11, but thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness.
Keep going.
Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
All right, we got to fight the good fight. They tell you to lay down in life, be passive, be like Martin Luther King. Now we got to fight the good fight, man. This is a military that you're joining when you're following Christ. This Christians use these precepts they say, oh, we got to fight the good fight of faith and lay hold to eternal life, whereunto thou art also called and have professed a good profession before. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong. I skipped down. It said, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. Like that patience, that love, and that meekness is given all to your oppressor. That's what they teach you in the Christian church. In reality, that patience, that love, and that meekness is for your own nation of people. Christ didn't just die for one person, one individual. Christians love to say that all the time. Christ died for you. Christ did not die for you, Aqua. Christ died for a nation of people. He died for the nation of Israel. It's not just about one person. It's always been about the group of the Lord's chosen people. So when you hear this scripture, Christians try to make this patience and love and meekness and just telling you to let a white man slap you in the goddamn face and pour hot coffee on you and you know what I mean? Put his cigarette ashes out. No, this is for you to forgive that brother, man, that murdered your cousin, man, in cold blood. That it's for you to forgive that brother that stole from you. It's for you to forgive that sister that had an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this is about. It's about building up our nation of people and not trying to do it for gain and just to get money and things of this world. But at the end of it all, as a nation, we can gain the kingdom. That's something that we can work towards. But it ain't just for me to be good and y'all to be in hell. That's the difference. Creflo Dollar said, I'll take my Louis bag and my Gucci, but you're gonna stay in the ghetto, man. Christ died so that all his niggas can win. You know what I mean? Let's see, is there anything else?
Come on.
Let's see. No, let's stop it right there. No, matter of fact, let's see. Did we get to the professions? Verse 12.
Go, sir. Verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith.
Mm-hmm.
Lay hold on eternal life,
Right.
whereunto thou art also called,
Mm-hmm.
and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Right. That's the part that I wanted. And professed a good profession before many witnesses. What can a Christian profess? That the Lord has made me a drug addict. The Lord has kept me being a part of the LGBTQ community. What can they profess? What are they following? They can't profess and be witnesses of Christ because they don't do anything that Christ wants of them. Let's drop that and get Matthew chapter 16, verse 20. The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 20.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 20. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord. This shall not be unto thee.
Right. So Christ is telling his men that, it's time for me to go and pay this ultimate sacrifice. That's no different than Commander General Yohana coming and saying, I'm going to have to go and be given up over to these enemies, a righteous soldier. And the truth will want to say, Salakia, sir. You're going to fight and kill and die anybody that comes and tries to harm you. You know what I mean? That's the spirit of any good soldier. So that's what was going on with Peter. So read verse 22 again.
Verse 22. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord.
Baba Kasha, sir.
This
Please, Adawan. Salaki, Adawan. This ain't going to happen around me. Go ahead.
This shall not be unto thee.
Right.
But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
Right. Like, this is why Christ said, Get from behind me. Saying, like, the spirit that was in Peter was something that didn't see the bigger picture that Christ was seeing. This is what the Lord wants to happen. This is the mission that I'm on. This is what's going to have to happen. And he is trying to tempt Christ by saying we can make a way out of this. And Christ is saying, well, I damn near want to go too. You know what I mean? That's why he's saying Satan. It's like a lot of sisters, they come around brothers in the truth and they, oh man, you going to camp. They think you just having Mardi Gras on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Not every week, brothers don't always want to go out and stand on their feet for 6 hours on their one day off, you know what I mean? And be in the sun and you know what I mean? Instead of laying up in the bed or being unclean or doing whatever you know what I mean? Go to the beach. That's not what a brother wants to do. You're really like, come on, man, just stay in the bed. You know what I mean? You ain't got to go to camp. Like, get from behind me, say.
Right.
Man, we don't got to go to class. We can just go to the movies tonight and do this or that. The third, get from behind me, say. You don't got to do that food drive or do this. The beach is going down. Like, no, man. That's Satan trying to tempt you because, yeah, a part of you doesn't want to do it. No different than Christ. He was a man that wanted to live his life. Like, it wouldn't have been a sacrifice if Christ didn't want to live. Like, people don't get that part. If Christ was suicidal, this wouldn't even have mattered. It would have been a nigga that just wanted to die, it was ready to give it up and turn in the towel. It wouldn't have been anything. The fact that Christ wanted to live made it a true sacrifice, man. That's something that brothers really have to take into account for. It's like this. A lot of brothers in the world, especially people that are like in the streets and stuff like that, they'll tell you things like, I'll kill a nigga for you. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers even say, I'll die for you. But you know what they won't do? They won't live righteously for you. They'll do evil things because they want to die. They're suicidal. So there's nothing for me to go kill another nigga. It's not because I really love you. I just want to kill another nigga because I'm in pain. I'm suffering. I want somebody to kill me. Like, a lot of that gang banging is really just a slow form of suicide.
Right.
People look at the kids in Chicago like, what is it? You making rap songs about smoking your ops and you glorifying this violence. You got guns all in the video. They want to die, man. They've been through so much pain and suffering from childhood and seeing their friends die around them. They really don't want to live. They want to go and join their cousin that got murdered, their brother that got killed, their cousin that got murdered. They're on a suicide mission in life. And so for you to tell another nigga, I'll kill this nigga for you, they don't care about going to jail. You don't care about none of that. Like, it don't mean nothing to you because you don't want to be alive. But if you wanted to be alive, you see what I'm saying? If you had a family and you're like, man, but I'll give that up for you to survive. That means something, man. So Christ giving up his life and not wanting to die is what made it important. Right. Christ wasn't like Martin Luther King and just going out there and wanting to get beat, whipped up. You know what I mean? When he know he could call and have 10 legions of angels come in and deliver him. He did that because he truly loved us. So, like it. Let's go ahead, please.
Time check 8:33, sir.
Okay, Most High Christ. Let's keep going real quick, and we'll close out in maybe one more precept.
Verse 24. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
So something ain't adding up. What cross is Creflo Dollar offering you? What struggle is he giving you? What do you have to give up? Go ahead.
So like if Creflo Dollar is offering the cross of you be poor, I'll be rich.
It's pretty much. But he's not telling you you're going to stay poor. Mm-hmm. He's telling you you're going to be rich. You give me your money, you're going to be rich. That's the suffering you got to do. That's it. Just give me your money and you're going to be rich. But really, Christ is saying that if you want to follow him, you're going to have to do what he's done. You're going to have to give up what you have. Keep going.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Right. Like, if you want to save your life, you want to continue living and doing the things that you have done and make your life about yourself and be a selfish bastard, then that's what you're going to have. You're going to end up losing your life. The Lord's going to take your life because you don't honor the person that gave you that life. You think it's just yours. Half of our people hate going to biology class. You get a biology book, it's like You know what I mean? It's talking about
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
right there.
It's a biology book right there.
Mhm.
And we think the person that wrote the book is smart because they observe the things the Lord has done. Somebody get all A's in a biology class, you're like, yeah, that nigga's smart. Like the Lord has built you, and they don't even understand. The people that wrote this big old book don't even understand how you're working and operating. So you're gonna take your life like it's yours. You're gonna do whatever you want to do with it. When somebody built you, constructed you, put you together, what did the Bible say? The Bible said, I think it's in the book of Jeremiah, from the womb, I've known who you are. I'm paraphrasing that really wrong. He said, yeah. You trying to find it? Okay, Most High Christ. Yeah, get that one. The Lord said, He has known you from the womb. I have shaped you in the womb. Like,
Jeremiah 1:5.
go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee
Mm-hmm.
in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Right. Like the Lord knew you in the womb before you were formed. Like this whole thing is just trying to explain how you work and operate. But your life is not yours. You are made for a reason and a purpose. And the whole duty of man is to what? Obey God and keep the commandments, man. If you're not doing that, then what did he make you for? You know what I'm saying? Like you done built what do we make things that whatever, man. If you knew how to build a microwave, you made a microwave to heat up your food. You made a refrigerator to keep your food cold. Imagine that refrigerator start destroying your microwave. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn the microwave on, it set the whole house on fire. I got to get rid of this microwave, man. The hell did I make you for? To burn my house down? Salagi, you supposed to help me out. Go ahead.
If I may add to that too, so it's like you saying you got the microwave or you got the fridge, and you got to keep your food cold so it won't expire.
Right.
So you can eat the food.
Right.
And it starts messing up on you.
Right.
And you fix it. It messes up again. Then you fix the wires.
Mm-hmm.
It messes up again. It's not doing what it's not doing the thing that you created it to do.
Right.
So you got to get rid of it and try a new one.
Exactly.
And that's like with us, like we on earth and the Lord, he made us to do certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the prophets, hey, change.
Right.
They don't want to listen. The Lord get rid of them. Bring them back again.
Right.
Let's try again. And he got the prophets, change. They don't do it. They die, come back, worse, because they're sinning. That's heavy, sir. What you bring up?
Oh, Most High Christ. I like you know what I mean? Adding on to it. Like that's heavy. Like the prophets is like the mechanic coming to fix it. And you know what I mean? He putting on the work. He said, change the wires and do this and do that. And then it's still not working. It's like at some point in time, you have to be like, man, I'm just gonna get rid of this refrigerator and make another one. You know what I'm saying? That's that precept when the Lord said he could have made another nation and started with Moses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the mercy he had on the children of Israel, we could be worrying about a whole nother line of people. This book could have went in a whole nother direction. You know what I mean? Like the mercy that he's had on us is only because of his choice. You know what I mean? And that is another form of true love as well.
Right.
Like he's showing mercy on us is the same as like I said, love for your children, love for your family. Like even when they are messing up, okay, you're gonna give them another shot. But there is an expiration on everything, and so that's why we got to take this time of grace. You know what I mean, and appreciate it, and do what's right. Let's see, where are you at?
Verse 26, sir.
Go ahead.
For what is a man?
Let's read verse 25 again.
Verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Like, man, this person over here is dead at 25 years old, 28 years old. The Migos, one of the biggest rap groups ever to touch planet Earth. Millions of dollars, probably made the record label billions of dollars, traveled the world, dealt with all type of women, had whatever drugs they wanted to, drove all types of cars I ain't never even sat in, let alone drive. And the brother Takeoff didn't make it past 28, man. That's not something we glorify in the truth, man. But that brother didn't want to lose his life to gain life. He wanted to save his life and do the things he wanted to do.
Right.
Let me do the same things. The Lord, I ain't gonna say the Lord took him out. Who knows what happened? I don't know how the nigga got money. But I'm saying he got out of a situation from being in poverty, able to help his family, but he want to go back and shoot dice with niggas and get high. You know what I'm saying? Even if he got caught in the straight, that environment is not where the Lord wanted him, man. In the UPK, we shoot dice all the time. Ain't nobody dying at our dice games because we're around brothers, man. He was around enemies and didn't understand that. He wasn't making his life about honoring the Most High God. You can say it in a few songs. You can say it when you get your award, I thank God, but you're really not giving up your life for the Lord. So you know what? You lose your life. But the brothers that are willing to give up their life are the ones that are going to gain a life. They're the ones that were supposed to be in prison, were supposed to be dead just like him, were supposed to die in a dice game just like him, or get killed in a robbery or whatever, catch a disease, etc. Not just dying physically. People in the world is walking around living a full life, but just the same way dead as he is, as they dead spiritually. You know what I mean? So that's what this is saying. Like, if you're willing to give up the things, you're gonna gain life that you wouldn't have had. I think let's keep going.
Verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Mm-hmm.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
27.
For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
Right, you're gonna get rewarded according to your works, not what the Christian church is teaching you. You get rewarded for dipping yourself in water, for catching the Holy Ghost and rolling on the floor. Brother Oscar Ward posted a video. The sister ran to the wall and running into the wall had nothing but a full demon on her. Like in that video, you ask somebody what that video means. You ask a Christian what that video means. That woman had the Spirit on her. She was in the Holy Ghost and blessed and sanctified. Okay,
She's trying to get the bag.
Go ahead.
That's that prosperity God.
Yeah.
Bag hard.
She trying to show out. Maybe pastor will send her some money for keeping the church popping. Like next door, they got a Christian church from TD Jakes. Was the Potter's House. Mm-hmm. And if you look on the sign in the front, it says like every Sunday they got a concert. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is a show. It's not about doing the work of the Lord. Cutthroat Dollar is a multi-millionaire. Or TD Jakes, whatever, I think it's TD Jakes, Potter House. Mm-hmm. Where was he last week in the tents and encampments in Arizona?
Right. A lot of brothers out here need help.
You know what I mean?
Need money, need food.
He
need a house.
Nowhere to be found.
He got a jet. I was like,
right, no, go ahead.
He has a damn jet.
Right.
Rich as can be. Mm-hmm. All he got to offer is a concert.
Exactly, a show. Like you said, she's running up against that wall dancing, trying to get the bag, But take her and go see how she acts with her husband. If she has a husband, a monster full of demons, because that's what had her running up against that wall. It wasn't the Lord that was on her. It was a goddamn demon that was on her, that she wants you to believe she loves God by how much of a fool she can act in church. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants you to believe she's righteous because she didn't ran across, like, damn, she gotta love the Lord. No, she doesn't love the Lord. She loves the attention. She loves, like you said, getting the bag. That's what it's about. But read verse 27 one more time, and we'll close out on that one, Salaki.
Verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
Right. You're not gonna get rewarded for how much you jump up and down in church, or how many goddamn times you go into that big pool of water and dump yourself in that water, man. He's gonna reward you for your work. So that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta be focused on. Always trying to push forward and sacrifice and obey, man. The Lord has given us a mission to go and help our nation of people, even when it hurts, man. And that's what we're gonna keep doing here in the ISUPK. If anybody else want to have any other comments, you know what I'm saying? If not, we'll just go ahead and close the class out. I'm just gonna say Shalom Yabashim Yashai Barakathum to all the brothers, Yahweh Shalom Alatham Bashim Yashai to all the sisters. With that, class is dismissed.